Brian, I know that it wasn't the results you wanted, but you guys created quite a bit of chances, and it seems like defensively you handled yourself better as the game wore on against a very physical team.
Very athletic team, with good weapons up top, right? Some Beckford, Angelina, Romario Williams. These guys are hard to handle. We knew that they were going to be dangerous in the transition on second balls. I'm happy with how we played. I think we stuck to the match plan, and I think the second half was superior. Unfortunately, we didn't get the goal. Well, maybe we did get the goal based on what I just saw on video. Clear onside goal from Spidio camera, bad call, and multiple handballs that could have went our way as well. So I think the officiating affected the game.
Brian, 8 debutantes tonight in the starting 11. Pretty much a whole new back line, new attack. What did you make of the chemistry, and is it just going to take time to gel, or do you think it's already looking?
I think it's already there. I think maybe in the beginning, getting used to each other in the back line a bit, but I think in terms of how we played, some of the stuff we did was at a very high level. I mean, our center backs are breaking lines between their defensive midfielders. I mean, we're doing things that I don't think too many teams are doing in this league.
Hello, Coach. Armando Saez from Zona Brava, Mexico. 2 questions. The first one, I want to ask you about the Bravos players who didn't came in the rooster today, and the second one, the principal problem today, the last pass, the last touch before the last kick or the kick to the goal. It was a problem for the team. How do you going to treat in the 2-3 days before the next game?
Yeah, I mean, the hardest thing in our sport is to score goals, right? I think we outshot them 15-7. But that's the final detail, right? We had opportunities where guys got in their own way when we had 3 guys on the back post. But I told the boys, if we continue to play like this, you're going to win a lot of games. So the boys from Juarez, we're waiting on visas right now. That's why they weren't involved. So we're waiting on work permits.
It seems like you were able to get. I know Nick came in a little bit later on, Ricardo Zacarias and so forth, and you didn't even get to Noah Dolenmeyer. It seems like you have the reserves ready and the depth ready to handle this 3 games in 8 days.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a guy like Noah Dolenmeyer. We know what he brings to the table. To be honest, I was like, okay, we need a goal. Do we put him in to get a set piece goal with his height? These decisions, right? I liked what we were doing in the second half. I thought we were causing enough problems. How does a sub in the back line affect things? And I've been flexible in the past, but I thought we did enough. We made the substitutes at the right times. I thought changed Lucas Stauffer more to the right side to shut that down. Yeah, I mean, again, right? Three games in a week, and then another 3. But we'll handle it. I mean, these are the cards that were dealt. Yeah, hopefully we have officiating that is up to par.
That said, and it seemed like, maybe the crispness was like the determining factor a little bit in terms of outside of the officiating, stuff like that. Did you think you guys were especially crisp tonight, or is that like a first game thing that, it's just going to get better as time goes?
I thought in the first half it was a premiere of a game. So those first 10, 15 minutes, I don't think they were super sharp from either team. I think as we settled into the game, you saw what we could do. And like she said, it's eight new players making their debut. It's going to get more fluid, a little bit sharper. But I think the areas and what these boys are doing, I'm happy with.
Coach, continue with that. When the ball came to the attack, the defenders sometimes in moments of the game make the more hardest pass, the more hardest change ball. And what do you are going to talk with the players to make it play easier?
I think that's a good question, right? Like we try to manipulate the opponent. We thought dropping a Mondo in between their two defensive midfield, we could cause them problems, and I think we did. Now, when you're waiting to score a goal, if you're down, right, in the second half, and they were naturally lower, Hartford, right? I thought we were trying to be a little bit too, what's the word? Maybe too pretty at times to find that perfect third man combination where, in the 75th minute I said to the guys, hey, Tony, just play Nicky. Let's get a ball in the box, let's overload wide. They're low, there's space there. Do we need to squeeze the needle in the middle of the field? So I think it's a good question. It's something that we'll speak about and discuss on film.
Past today, of course, Monterey Bay on Wednesday night. What do you know about Monterey Bay FC? Is it still Frank Yallop?
Yes.
Okay.
Missing some players from last season. Waleski, getting some new players in. It's their first game. I will review the film tonight, after I watch our game. And then we got to get to work. So we were fortunate enough to have a lot of video in Hartford going into this game, and that's not always the case because you don't always they haven't played anyone. So we'll look at them and prepare accordingly.
Tony, buenas noches, Armando de Zona Brava. Le preguntaba al coach esta parte, ¿no? De repente durante el lapsus del juego, no sé si era difícil ver al compañero que de repente buscaban hacer el pase más difícil, ¿no? El cambio de juego, el balón al compañero con más marcación. ¿Cómo viste tú esta parte, ¿no? Este primer desarrollo del nuevo equipo con más de 8 jugadores nuevos, ¿no?
Buenas noches, antes que nada. Y no, creo que el partido de hoy ha sido buen progreso de todo lo que hemos aprendido en esta pretemporada. Como lo acabas de decir, tenemos muchos jugadores nuevos, así que todavía estamos acoplándonos a hábitos, al estilo de cada quien, pero creo que el partido de hoy nos mostró que tenemos mucha calidad como equipo, que tenemos una filosofía que el profe nos ha enseñado, que quiere que juguemos, y la verdad que para nosotros creo que fuimos muy superiores al equipo. Al final el partido se gana con goles, pero de esto vamos a aprender y vamos a seguir adelante, que seguro vamos a ganar bastantes partidos esta temporada.
Por ahí tú, la jugada del penal, ¿cómo la ves? En la repetición pareciera que vende muy bien la jugada y termina cayendo el árbitro en la marcación. ¿Tú sientes que fue algo por el estilo?
La verdad es una cosa que marca en un segundo de tiempo que pasa muy rápido en el partido. En el momento creo que puede ser que la venda muy bien. Sabemos cómo son los árbitros en esta liga, pero también nosotros tenemos que ser inteligentes para saber marcar mejor en nuestra área, ¿no?
Ya para terminar y que continúes en inglés, por ahí, ¿cómo has sentido toda esta revolución de compañeros, ¿no? Son demasiados jugadores, diferentes nacionalidades, diferentes estilos de juego, algunos de otras ligas, algunos vienen bajando de MLS. ¿Cómo has sentido esta revolución de Lokomotiv para esta temporada del 2024?
No, la verdad muy bien, estoy muy contento por el grupo que tenemos, todos aportan algo muy diferente. Pero al final todos, no importa si hablas inglés, español, lo que hables, el fútbol es una sola idioma, así que la verdad muy contento por lo que vamos a pasar este 2024 y a seguir para adelante.
Tony, thanks so much for being with us here, and I just wanted to ask, as you guys get this first match under your belts, how do you feel coming off? Obviously, it's a loss, so that's bad, but generally speaking, in terms of just how things went, for you guys. How do you feel after this match?
Yeah, a little disappointing not to go home with 3 points, but I think overall we dominated the game. I feel in a general aspect we had a lot of chances, a lot of possession, so we were very superior to them. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a goal, but I think it's a learning process. You know, we still have 33 games. This is the beginning, so we're just gonna keep working, go over video, and look at what we can change and do better, and keep progressing.
What do you see as like the things that can get better between now and Wednesday night?
Honestly, I think our finishing could be a little better because we need to score goals. But I think in terms of general play, you know, playing out of the back, positioning, things like that, I think it was a pretty good test. But I think we did a pretty good job.
And as Monterey Bay comes to town, I know that you've seen it all through American soccer, MLS, USL, everything. I mean, how does this team stack up? How do you like things in El Paso so far, and Locomotive specifically?
I'm really excited. You know, there's a lot of new faces, but I think everybody brings something different to the table, and it's nice getting to know everybody, experiencing new things, learning different things from them. But as we come together, you know, soccer is one language, it's one family, and just super excited to see what this year brings.
Cool. Lucas, thanks for being here. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
You right, and it was said by some of the members of Locomotive FC that you were probably the guy who was going to cover the most ground tonight. Do they tell you how many kilometers and how many?
Yeah,
meters
this little thing that I've got on tells what everybody runs and how fast you run and how many meters you run at a high speed. So it's pretty cool technology.
Yeah. Have you heard the figures for tonight?
Not tonight, no. I'll know them tomorrow though.
Well, you put in a shift as it were, but I know you mentioned it kind of in your Estrella of the Match interview. You guys did pretty much everything except score the goal you needed.
Man, that's sport. You know, sometimes, a lot of the time, you feel like you deserve to get a result, but there's another team that thinks that they should deserve a result, right? So, I think that there were so many good things that came out of tonight, and you could see that we've got such a deep squad. We've got our entire starting 11, our bench, the guys that aren't even rostered right now. From top to bottom, I mean, it's a grind. We are very competitive within training because we know that we have guys that just have a lot of quality. So it's very blessed to be in a situation like that.
Lucas, obviously, in Brian Clarhaut's system, the wingbacks are going to be the ones providing the width. You being one of them, like Duke said, you covered a lot of ground tonight. Is that going to be your remit this season to actually get, goals and assists and actually contribute in that way, or what is Brian asking for you to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think within our system, it's a vital position, and we've got 4 or 5 guys that can do that and have that final product. But absolutely, putting balls into the box, creating opportunities, feeding our forwards, that's the job, And then obviously, like on defense, you have to be good 1v1 defending and team defending, but with the ball, us as wingbacks are supposed to provide scoring opportunities.
Hello. Do you think that the forwards, the midfielders, need to head up more in the last touch of the ball, in the last kick?
Man, it's difficult because you asked that, but we also had so many opportunities. Like I said, out on the field, there are going to be times, there are going to be games where chances don't go our way. Then there's going to be a game where we win 5-0, and so it was just a bit unlucky tonight. But, I think that you could really see the chemistry and the growing relationships on the field with everybody. The guys who came into the game lifted the level. So that just speaks to the quality that we have in our roster,
Start the season, you got already a little bit of fixture congestion, quick turnaround to Monterey Bay on Wednesday. Is it kind of a blessing in disguise, though, since you had this, unfortunate result to go again so quickly?
Yeah, it's not a blessing in disguise. It's absolutely a blessing. It is a quick turnaround. It is difficult, but this entire season, this entire league is a grind. So we're very grateful to have a midweek game that we can kind of put this one in the back, digest it tomorrow, and then prepare for Wednesday.
I know that
Yeah.
you have two more games on league, but I like to ask you about the 20th game against Juarez. How do you feel about this game? About the playing against the brother, in the Mexican brother Bravos?
Yeah, I think it's unbelievable for the Borderplex. I think it's a good way to kind of get both fan bases together because ultimately we do have the same ownership group, so ultimately we should all want the same thing. And being able to play against each other and kind of have a showcase of how much quality there is in this area. And obviously they play in the first division in Mexico, an incredible level. That is world known, is a great opportunity for us, and to see and for them to play an American team that's in a very, very young league that's growing year by year. I think it's nothing but good things can come of it. So I'm very looking forward to it.
You mentioned you shouted out the fans a little bit tonight in your Estrella of the Match speech, and mentioned that you'd played in places in Germany. How did the fan atmosphere really stack up for you? Was it better than what you'd seen in Germany?
I use a very simple gauging system. If it's hard for me to communicate with a teammate on the field, normally you're playing in a pretty good atmosphere. I couldn't hear 5 yards in front of me, and you can kind of hear the hoarseness in my voice. So yeah, credit to the fans because they made it an unbelievable atmosphere, and it's only going to get better. So for those people that came out tonight, that's as a player and as a fan, those are the types of environments you want to be in. Unfortunately, the result didn't go our way, but I think that the people that were in the stands tonight and watched from home can see that we have a very good product.